Hi, and welcome. My name is Jobo, and we're playing Not for Broadcast. Let's go. A sign of things to come. He's going home? Shopping. Somewhat that always seemed to so tedious before the sanctions. Has become more of a chore now. I managed to get almost everything you needed for the family this evening, but you'll have to come back tomorrow to get through the week. There's a queue to leave the car park, though it's hard to make out why in the dark. Hopefully whatever's causing it won't be long. As the final car in front of you drives off, you realize the queue is actually due to checkpoints set up at the exit. A friendly-looking man in an advanced uniform, CCO, emblazoned in a number of places on it, approaches your car and knocks on the driver's side window. You're all down. Good evening. Nothing to worry about. I was just wondering if I could see your team membership card, please. Weren't these cards supposed to be voluntary? I'm sorry I don't have one. That's not a problem. I've got forms with us right here, and we're more than happy to sign you up. The man gestures to his colleague behind him, a young woman in a similar uniform. She clearly received the short end of the stick and is stuck with the paperwork. Wait, what? I thought these cards weren't required. Well, strictly speaking, they're not, but there's also loads of benefits to having them, and no reason not to get one. His smile fades a bit, and when he puts a hand up to scratch the back of his neck for a moment, he leans over you. His presence now seems a little intimidating. No thanks, it's not something I want right now. Almost instantly, the friendly demeanor is gone, and his expression is one of stern disapproval. Well, obviously I can make you sign up, but I would strongly recommend you do, and soon. We wouldn't want people to think you had anything to hide, would we? He takes a step back and gestures for you to drive on. You're sure you see him writing something down in your rear view mirror. As you head home somewhat more hurriedly than before. Clearly, Advance are very keen on everyone joining the team. Of course. I don't like it. An invitation worth ignoring. It's Saturday, one of your few days off, and you made the most of it. But as late afternoon draws on, the invitation sits pinned to the fridge, staring accusingly at you. The Channel 1 Gala is a mandatory work event. Bozeman was very quick to tell you. Also, don't you dare be late. It's probably not wise to risk Bozeman's wrath. Better go. You already missed your anniversary this year. You're not giving up another Saturday. Oh, I don't know. Let's go. It's probably not wise to risk Bozeman's wrath. Better go. Better start getting ready. You wonder if Sam will give you a lift. A drink or two might help with the enforced office socializing. Hopefully, it won't be too bad. After all, you're pretty good at your job, right? Am I? A national news night. Oh, you arrive on time barely at the Sylvanian, one of the oldest and grandest hotels in the capital. You're surprised to see a queue to get in, and quickly realize it's because people are being searched at the door by some very military-looking personnel in smart attire. While you're waiting, you can't help but notice just how very opulent the building is, possibly the fanciest place you've been to in your life. You submit to being patted down, and with a sigh of relief, are let into the hotel. Once inside, you are directed to the grand ballroom, and following the signs, you marvel at the sheer scale of the place and the amount of armed security guards. When you finally arrive, a very severe-looking woman at the door asks for your name. I'm Alex Winston. She curtly checks her list before whispering something to the waiter beside her. You've made it just in time to be seated before dinner. Please follow Emmanuel here to your table. The waiter smiles at you and opens one of the great double doors, gesturing for you to enter. Immediately you can see why it's called the Grand Ballroom. You pause for a second to take it all in. You feel a slight tap on your arm, and Emmanuel gestures for you to follow him. He seats you at the table away from the central floor area, half under a set of stairs. Your view of the stage is, at best, partially blocked. Boatman's definitely not happy with you at the moment. You're sat with some colleagues you've heard of around the channel and one offices before but haven't met. For the most part, they consider it slackers at best and about to be fired at worst. What category do you fit in? As the evening goes on, you hear Jeremy Donaldson receive an award for outstanding contribution to journalism. You also hear Megan Wolf accepting it on his behalf as he hasn't turned up to the event. Not unusual, apparently, but it's hard for you to tell much from your limited view under the stairs. You also notice a community cohesion officer hovering near your table. You could swear they're listening into your conversation. A few glasses off, no doubt very expensive, wine later, you see Boatman speaking to a few specific tables, joined by what looks like Prime Minister Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. This is confirmed by an unimpressed nod from the CCO when you ask them, perhaps a little too loudly. Their presence sparks a debate between those at your table about the virtues of both advance and disrupt. You espouse how advance is making the country a better place. You argue if in favor of disrupt and their ideals of freedom. Yeah, you stay out of the politics. You've probably had too much to drink. Yes, this one. You end up talking and staying later than you thought you would, despite yourself. Sam isn't best pleased when you keep them waiting outside for 20 minutes. But it wasn't an entirely terrible evening. In the end, you still rather have been at home though. Maybe you'll skip the next one. Okay, we're through it. Yeah, I think that it's not wise when you're drunk to talk about something like this in a party like this. There's always someone who's listening. So let's see. Another day at work. I hope that today we can score at least B. Great. The heat wave. Okay.
Hey, we're working on it.
What, you've got someone to hose down the sun, have you?
Yes, they've just strapped on their wax wings.
Classical illusions are no substitute for air.
Okay,
You know,
so now we need to watch this
Not even
thing.
here.
Yes, but he is. Our gun-toting handler.
Who, Andy?
I don't know what the fuck his name is, do I?
He's here to keep us safe from people like
Okay,
Disrupt.
16
More
seconds.
Cubers than 9. I hate guns. Give me the willies.
10 seconds, everybody.
So, we've got any actual real news tonight?
Well, the world's on fire. That good enough for you? Going in 5,
Do we?
4,
Oh,
3.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Siege mentality. The World Council today
3,
established
4.
a military blockade to enforce the unjust and punitive sanctions now entering
3.
their 10th week. In a statement from team headquarters a short time ago, Prime Minister Julia Salisbury issued a commanding response to this unprovoked escalation.
The regrettable decision taken by the World Council this morning have left the citizens of this country isolated and fearful. But Advance have prepared for this day. Our
no.
stockpiles are large, Our wealth is unfathomable, and we will defend our citizens with every last breath from this latest brutal and calculated act of war. We are with you. One team.
It's not look like it.
Indivisible and strong. Thank you.
Without a hitch, with the celebrity wedding of the year off the cards, rumours have been flying as to the why. Ever since they broke off their engagement, the separation of celebrity lovebirds Johnny Hansleaves and Tiffany L'Amour has been the subject of fierce speculation in the tabloids.
Wait,
But earlier today, Johnny finally spoke out. Johnny has said he's received an outpouring of support after coming out as gay at a
team
press
membership
conference
cards?
earlier
No.
today.
Crazy Neil.
In a heartfelt statement, he said that despite the fear of reprisals, it was time
Come
he
to
finally shared his truth
Bumlins.
in the hope that gay young people would see that there's no shame in being a footballer. In it to win it, exciting news from Advance today with the announcement of a new monthly prize draw for all team membership card holders. Every month, lucky winners from across the country will be picked at random to receive what Team HQ are describing as unique prizes worth more than money used to be. Take-up on the scheme has been much higher than expected, and if this lucky winner's delighted face is anything to go by, it looks like pretty soon everyone's going to have one. Bitter pill. Is this the beginning of the end for responsibility? The male contraceptive pill, lauded by scientists as a remarkable achievement, has been widely rejected by the public. Sales of the revolutionary drug have been non-existent, with many claiming the world simply wasn't ready for such a shift in radical reproductive politics. Relentless CEO Sophia Remington has refused to bow to public pressure and give up on the treatment. Seen here outside Remington Systs HQ, the dogged businesswoman called the failure a minor hiccup before reducing 2 reporters to tears. Some men left behind. Escape craft construction has been hampered by problems as the beleaguered scientists stuck in Dante's taint have had to make the hard call of who won't be coming back due to their new vessel's limited capacity. Despite their promising start, it's fair to say that enthusiasm for the venture has waned. Trade tensions are rumoured to have led to plans being rushed and problems that could have been avoided by just simply counting how many of them there are.
Let's see what it will be.
Wise to put their best foot forward. The team have imposed a minimum IQ requirement for those that would like to make the journey home. The limit is said to be somewhere between the astrophysicists and the geologists. Life during wartime. As if we didn't have enough aggressors on our borders, internal problems are growing for the government as radical activist group Disrupt caused chaos in Parliament Park last night. Scuffles broke out after the protests, resulting in multiple arrests and the injury of 3 community cohesion officers. Advance have yet to comment. The reckless fire will certainly be remembered by all those who have seen these striking images. As their actions escalate, people across the country are asking themselves, who are Disrupt? And what exactly do they want? Other than a new box of matches, of course. All this, and I'll be talking to some people with fascinating medical conditions, as well as one of the contenders in this year's Feline Football Championship, and her proud owner. That's all up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Okay. Okay, no. Okay, we're here. Woo. Hey! Hey!
Well, first tonight, our team of correspondents has been dispatched to every corner of the country.
That was bad.
To see how the people of this great nation of ours are coping with this unprecedented hot weather. First, let's go to Megan Wolf in Shining-on-Sea to see what the scientific community has to say. Megan, how's the weather there?
It's absolutely glorious, Jeremy. Thank you for asking. I'm here with Dr. Anna Burns at the University of Grizzleford. Are you enjoying the weather as much as I am?
Oh, yes, it's wonderful, isn't it? My eyelids are sweating.
And you're part of a team carrying out a study into just what's causing this unbelievable heat.
Okay,
Is that right?
we're going there.
That's correct. Yes, we want to be able to reassure the public once and for all that there's absolutely nothing to worry about, and that they can enjoy their sunstroke and fossil fuels.
Everything's okay.
sound very confident about that.
Oh, very much so. I can say without any hesitation.
There's a
really no
lot
cause
to
for any concern
check here.
I've actually left my car running.
So tell us about this experiment.
Well, we take data from weather stations from all over the world, along with atmospheric samples, and we take all that and we feed it into this state-of-the-art computer, and very soon we'll be getting a high-tech readout of the results.
Blimey, that sounds very
Oh.
fancy.
I should just say, none of this would be possible without the generous support of Remington's Fist. This is all thanks to their unrivaled investment in our future, and may I just say, complimentary personal anecdotes.
Hey,
Oh, here we go.
I didn't.
And, as expected, everything is absolutely fucked.
Okay.
Hang on. This can't be right.
Right, but obviously you said a second ago that everything is fine. So.
Ooh.
Well, actually, under concern level, it just says,
It was
"Why,
okay.
God, why?"
We should be celebrating these wonderful results, I think.
Yeah? We need to evolve gills within 40
You
years.
look thirsty.
Here it just says, shit, shit, shit.
Look at you. This is meant to be a celebration. Can't go around looking like that.
Shit, shit,
There you go.
shit,
Much
shit.
better. Can I just say thank you again to Sophia Remington for providing all of this?
Everyone, we don't have long. Time is
It's
running
running out. Absolutely.
What?
Time for.
Abandon hope and return to the forest.
Enjoy that. I'd like to thank
What was
my
that?
friends for just one opinion on the climate.
The sea will reclaim us all.
There you have it, Jeremy. Proof, if proof be need be, that everything is just fine. I'm Megan Wolf, here with science. Back to you.
Megan Wolf there, attempting to do some actual news. Next, heads over to Robin Short, who's in Scritchford with some of the winners of this week's team membership lottery. Robin?
Okay, let's go.
Thanks, Jeremy. I'm here in Scritchford with Gary Failsafe, a janitor at the local school, and Amelia Jackhammer, an aspiring poet. Both of you were drawn at random from those who hold team membership cards to receive this week's amazing
Perfect.
prize. How do you feel? Filled with fervent euphoria.
Yeah, good, yeah.
And all that we had to do was fill in a quick form or two. Wow, that sounds so convenient. But we're all dying to know, what have you won? That's right, Robin.
Go.
I've won dinner with Julia Salisbury at one of the capital's top restaurants. Ooh, swanky.
And I've been invited to Peter Clement's house to help him dredge the gutter in.
That's absolutely terrific. You must both be over the moon. I've written a
Yeah.
poem about it. So, can you tell me about the moment when you first heard the news?
Well, I was battling against a particularly difficult floater, probably one of the sixth formers, when the headmaster came and found me.
I was involved in a similarly brutal conflict with a particularly arduous stanza.
So you were both polishing turds?
No, I don't like to polish them. I like to keep them intact for my collection.
Oh, how unexpected.
I don't polish turds, I write poetry.
Potato, potato. So, Gary,
Do you think Peter Clement's going to let me keep the contents of his down?
Okay.
there's
It
no
will work.
harm in asking, I suppose.
Would you like to hear one?
No, thank you. Gary, when you signed up for team membership, was it in hopes of winning the lottery, or were there other reasons?
I like a
I-
flutter, of course, but no, the boss said I had to sign up to keep coming into school.
Very sensible. It's important to know who we're trusting around our children.
Oh, I have an unpublished book of sonnets about children. Perhaps you'd like to hear one.
No!
Yeah,
An
yeah.
anthology
Why not?
Of haikus on the death of innocence.
I'd rather hear about Gary's turd collection.
Really? I thought you might say that.
Whoa, whoa,
Are
whoa.
you all right?
It's coming. It's inspiration and it's delicious.
Right you are.
Today on the show there's no news. Just a man who keeps multiple poos.
Here, this big one's my favourite.
What?
See how it's fibrous, really lovely.
What is it doing it?
Would you encourage other people to enter for their chance to win?
Well, if it's colour you're looking for, take a gander at old Blue Eyes here.
The national news lost its way when it covered some crap on a tray.
Some of these are quite rare.
Maybe that was unfair.
And that's all we have time for today. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Robin. What a lucky pair they are. And finally in this segment, it's over to Patrick Bannon, who's gone to the smelliest town in the country to see how the unprecedented weather is affecting the locals. Patrick?
Hello there, Jeremy. Hello, yes. I'm here live in Grizzleford, which has recently voted the smelliest town in the country. And I have to say that, you know, in this, the smell really is. I mean, it's
Why is it
something else.
turns off?
Barry Lardons, mate, you've lived here your whole life. How'd you put up with the stink?
Well, we're just all very proud of our achievement, to be honest with you. You can tell that, look at him, proud as punch.
Woo,
You
nice.
know what it's like, son, being the second smelliest town? No, I don't. Living in the shadow of Arseminster. Those smug fucks. But who's laughing now, eh?
Tell you what, not me, that's for sure. So what happened, mate?
Right, the good people from Remington's Fist came in and saved the day with their factory.
You're talking, of course,
What?
about the newly built flour factory.
Yeah, they gave us this big presentation on jobs and growth. But as soon as we heard about the stench, we paid them whatever they wanted to put it here.
Does the stink not affect your life in every way, Barry? I mean, perhaps if you're filling in a tax return or completing the physical act of love.
It's strong at first.
Oh no.
You get used to it after several weeks of your first bout of sickness. The judges were very impressed.
So, what's the sickness?
That's nothing to worry
Okay.
about. It takes a few minutes
It
before
works.
you develop any symptoms. Now, folk are saying something about the production line and how they dump carcasses directly into the water main, but I think it's probably the few valves on the high street.
On the high street. Should I see a doctor? What are the symptoms?
Well, the first one is asking stupid questions. Then folk experience a loss of inhibition.
Fuck off, do they? When was the last time you brushed your teeth, this stinking old tramp?
A next recording is a period of randomly bursting into song, followed immediately by delusions of grandeur.
That's not really a problem, little song of my life. Hello,
Okay.
it's sexy Patrick Bannon, and he's wearing sexy shorts now. Oh my God, look at me. I'm like a stallion. I'm gorgeous. Why didn't you tell me? I should take my shirt off. You know what? I'll even let you touch me if you want.
That will be the bout of undeserved self-confidence.
Love the Bannon. Feel the
Oh.
Bannon. Oh, man. What's the point?
And the ennui. All that's left now are the hallucinations and unconsciousness.
Oh.
Nano Dotty? Was that you? Why are you made out of elbows? You know I don't eat opinions.
Don't worry, folks. Once he wakes up, he'll be just fine. We'll just find a place.
Are you
to
sure?
No matter how many times he evacuates his bowels.
Okay.
Right. That's all here from Grizzleford, a town that's really making a stink. I'm Barry Lardons. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thanks, Barry.
Jeremy.
With a naval blockade being set up around our coastline as we speak, when we come back, I'll be talking to 3 members of the general public who appear to be here purely for medical reasons. Don't go away. Unless, of course, you've got something better to do. We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Whew.
Well, that was stupid, even for you.
I don't care. It's done. I am done. It's 200 fucking degrees in here, and I can't do this anymore.
You say this every Friday.
I've done something.
What do you mean? Jeremy?
My mic is still on.
Oh, Sigma Grade D. Oh.
Expect the government to request some censoring during the next section. Obviously, we can't force you to do it, but it would make me and the powers that be very happy if you just comply.
Okay, I don't know what will happen, but we will do this. Why not? It's interesting. Where does it come from?
That's what I'm talking about? Cat football? We should be doing an interview with the War Minister. Or
What's
a report
this?
from Grentham Downs. Even the weather will be more fucking relevant than this.
Jeremy, please, just breathe. It's just something light to keep people's minds off things.
Exactly, which is wrong. People's minds should be very much on things. Christ, it's so fucking hot!
Please take your seats as quickly as you can.
I can't do this anymore, Jenny. I've had enough. That's it. This is just
10 seconds. Get over yourself, Jeremy.
Okay.
Stop feeling sorry for yourself for 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Me, your host, Jeremy Donaldson. Later, we'll be talking to the captain of the territory's first cat football team, Professor Pumpkin. But first, I'm joined by 3 guests with some balmy bodily behaviours. Joining me is a woman who's been hiccuping for over 9 months. Isn't that right, Miss Piercy?
Yes, that's right.
Yes. Tell us, what brought all this on?
Well, it's all a bit of a blur, Jeremy, to be totally frank with you. So I was watching your show and I remember seeing the news about the election and it hasn't stopped since.
Fascinating stuff. Also here is Frankie Steampipe. Perhaps you could explain to us exactly what your physiological foreboil is.
I'm here to say it's high time people like me were respected. We're constantly overlooked in the workplace, we're whispered about on buses, and we're asked politely to leave children's birthday parties. And it's disgusting.
Oh.
I'm sorry, my bowels have comic timing.
And finally, I'm joined by a man who answers every question honestly, even when it isn't aimed at him. How do you cope with that, Mr. Truman?
With a combination of booze, self-hatred, and hardcore pornography.
Is that?
Not according to my therapist.
Well, in that case, let's speak to Rose. Tell me, how does the hiccuping impact you?
I get shushed a lot, which is hard.
Don't forget about that pesky power button on the fan.
In the phones. It's really affected my confidence.
Well, I find it...
Yeah, I remember it.
Tend to believe your story?
Fuck no.
Actually, I've been surprised at how much support I've received.
And Frankie, why have you come here today?
Because my wife left me, and I was hoping that the fame would win her back.
We've started a group for people with ailments deemed broadly comical by society. It's called Take Us Seriously.
That's right. And we bloody well mean it.
And who's joined so far?
A bunch of fucking losers.
It's just us so far.
And how much success have you had?
Well, we've seen some real positive changes.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but it's been a runaway success.
Shit all. Not a single person come to our fun run, and all of our leaflets fell in the canal.
Huh. Well, Miss Piercy, some people are saying your condition was actually caused by the shocking events of that night. What do you think?
What night?
Come down, Mr. Donaldson, that's absolute rubbish.
What it'd be like to have a pair of tits.
Could you? I'm sorry, it's very hot. What was I thinking?
That you're a team fuck puppet?
No.
Or a sellout cunt?
Apologies. Just a reminder that he can't help it. And hey, if this isn't live television, then what is it?
Fuckfest of propaganda masquerading as journalism.
Right, Frankie, Rose, tell us, how can the viewers get involved with your cause?
Yes, we're holding a sponsored run in Capital Park next weekend. It's called the No Smiles 13 Miles.
No, it's called the No
Okay,
Smiles.
we will not censor blue ones.
Team pulling Jeremy Donaldson's strings.
No, I didn't say. Wow, we may have to end that there, unfortunately. What a harmless bit of fun.
Steady on! This is exactly what I'm talking about. We demand respect.
Yes, well, later, I'll be talking to Professor Pumpkin. A ginger tabby with a world-class pair of penalty paws. Is that really necessary?
No, it isn't. Let go. Not you.
Unhand him at once.
Enough! That's enough!
Ooh.
Enough!
What are you doing?
Trying not to piss myself.
Alex, cut.
Don't you dare! Don't you fucking dare cut to the ads before I tell you to. Now, you in the broadcast centre, Bonesman's Little Scapegoat, you listen to me. You cut to the ads before I tell you to, and I will kill every single person in this studio.
What?
I am
Jeremy?
what I'm doing. I've been thinking about it for a long time. We all should be. Christ, it's so fucking hot in here. Do you remember when we used to do the real news? Before it was all lottery winners and bloody cat football? We are on the brink of a siege, the likes of which the world hasn't seen in hundreds of years. The enemy is at the gates, and I'm stuck here talking to these three fucking idiots.
I think my hiccups have stopped.
You three, get the fuck out of my studio. Go on, now, go, before I change my mind.
Okay, that's interesting.
Jenny, lock the doors. Lock the doors.
Yes, Jeremy.
Now. Good. Yes. Now. Right. You in the broadcast centre. Alex, you listen to me.
Okay.
You pay attention. Now, I'm sure you've already loaded up exactly what you're going to play in the commercial, but today is going to be a little bit different. Look to your right.
Okay.
Yes, really. Look to your right.
Yeah, I already loaded.
I want you to load it into one of the machines, and when I say so, and not before, you play it.
Okay.
You've got about 15 seconds, so I wouldn't waste any time. Now, all cameras.
All upstairs appreciate there may be lives at stake. They want you to know the official policy of this channel is that we do not negotiate with terrorists. Just think before you act.
It's either one-sided, or for now, we're going to show the other side for a bit of fucking balance. Like the good old days. Alex, play the fucking tape. I don't want to hurt.
Okay, see.
If I see anything
Works.
I don't like, I will not
Alex, you're going to get me in trouble with that. Let's hope you made the right call.
reset the system for the third segment. I imagine the ratings are going to be through the roof.
Ooh, A+. Yay, we did it. That just all thanks to Jeremy. Whew, let's go.
The elderly are not a burden. You know the rich were not all evil. And you know the team membership card is an ID card.
Yeah.
No matter what they try to tell you. But why should you trust us? Another faceless organization. A shadowy figure with a distorted voice. You've seen it so many times in the movies. Well, this is not a movie.
Okay, he's here, this guy.
My name is Alan James. I used to try and shock people for a living, for entertainment. But now we live in a time where perhaps you need to be shocked. Perhaps we need to wake up. Advance are coming for our freedoms. They're coming for the fruits of our labors. They will take our wealth. They will euthanize our parents and smiling throughout.
Okay.
They will turn our children against us if we voice our concerns.
How long?
You don't have to accept it.
Jeremy, please.
How
Many people already
long?
won't.
17
You can
seconds.
resist.
And the
You
studio
can
doors are all
disrupt.
still locked?
Find us.
Yes.
Talk with us. Join us.
So what now?
It isn't hard.
I don't know.
We're everywhere.
This wasn't what I planned. I mean, some of it was. I had a speech, look. But this was unexpected.
Jeremy, talk.
So what now, Jeremy? So what now, Jeremy?
It was supposed to be your day off. It was supposed to be your day off.
Please, don't do any more stupid things today. Please, don't do any more stupid things today.
How long, Jenny? How long?
You're already live. You're already live.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Welcome back to the National Joining me, unexpectedly.
Unexpectedly.
I imagine will be my last broadcast. Our two new guests.
Ooh.
Jenny works here at the National Nightly News. Jenny and it's someone I consider Nightly News, and it's someone I consider a friend. Well, and next to her is. What's your name?
Andy.
What's your name? Andy's a policeman.
Andy.
Only we don't call him that anymore. He's a community cohesion official.
Officer.
Sorry.
It's community cohesion officer, CCO.
And how's that feel, Andy? Being rebranded?
Yeah.
It's good. it's not about confrontation anymore. You know, the force had its fair share of problems. The team doesn't have as many.
But it still has some.
I couldn't say.
Couldn't or wouldn't?
I don't know what you want me to say.
Christ, you're fucking useless, aren't you? We'll come back to you later. Jenny?
I don't want to be on the news, Jeremy.
That's perfectly understandable. Who'd want to do this?
Okay.
Jenny, why did you join the National Nightly News team?
I always wanted to work in news.
Yes, but why specifically this program? The National Nightly News.
Okay.
It was the news everyone trusted.
Was?
Is. Do you really want to quibble semantics at gunpoint?
Is there something else you'd rather discuss?
There is a great big Alan James-sized elephant in the room you seem to be ignoring.
What do you mean?
I saw your face when that hood came down. You didn't know, did you?
It's about the message, not the messenger.
Like I said, you didn't know.
No. I didn't know. The people I met were with... He wasn't there.
God,
I didn't know it was Alan James.
I'm sorry. But seriously, Alan fucking James. You're flushing your life down the toilet for... God, I love you, Jeremy, but...
He's a good speaker. He's popular in the country.
Yeah.
All right. Look, forget Alan James. There is still something deeply wrong.
Why?
You know it, Jenny?
Yeah,
You
there's
know it, Andy?
definitely.
And you at home, you know it too. Meanwhile, I'm interviewing a guest who stinks of shit. Patrick is paddling about in shit, and Robin is literally interviewing someone who collects the fucking stuff. I mean, it's not sophisticated, but what a metaphor. We are sleepwalking our way into oppression, and the news isn't saying anything. We're not saying anything.
We will not censor this.
Alan fucking James.
What are all those scientists working on at Grentham Downs? What are they testing underground at Altergrave? Andy, your turn. Make yourself fucking useful. How many people have you brought in for consultations just because they weren't carrying or didn't have team membership cards?
Oh, well, there's other forms of identification that we will accept.
For how long?
We're just here to help.
Then why do you need these?
Yeah.
Not really help when it's offered at gunpoint, is it, Andy? Let me demonstrate it for you. Let me help you. You read these cards with my notes on it, and you'll probably digest a fact. That'd be helpful, wouldn't it, Andy? Knowing a fact?
What? I don't understand.
Do you want my help,
Yes,
Andy?
yes, whatever you say, yes.
Security are here, Jeremy.
Eat it.
What?
Eat the fucking news, Andy, or I'll force it down your fucking throat.
Jeremy, stop.
Go on.
Really?
Eat it. Eat it, you fucking bully.
Jeremy, stop. They will kill you. Please, don't make me watch that.
Okay. We're here.
Of course. You're right. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. You can put the card down now, Andy. You can go now. You too, Jenny. Fuck off over there.
Okay, he's now alone. Oh no.
All cameras on me. This new regime of ours is so seductive.
Yeah, I agree.
But before we all hand off our freedoms, should we ask to whom we're handing them over? Don't you want to know what's being done in your name? How many people were transitioned last month? A record high. Again, if you care. Shouldn't someone ask Advance how they plan to deal with this blockade? How many years or months of supplies we have? Why aren't we asking these questions instead of, whose shit is this? There's a cat backstage dressed as a fucking goalie, for Christ's sake. He's even got the little gloves. Anyway, that's why I arranged for you to see that broadcast in the last break.
Oh no.
I didn't know it was going to be him, but I guess that just about sums it up. We are all up Ship Creek with a paddle made of Alan fucking James. Christ, it's also fucking pointless. I was going to quit tonight. Take a holiday. Try something else. Out of the limelight. Maybe try having a relationship. I hear they're nice. Never tried it.
Okay.
I loved the news. And
Oh,
now, well...
God, Jeremy, don't!
I've tried my best to be honest with you, but this just isn't the news anymore. And I'm sorry. I've lost this fight.
Alex, think of the consequences.
I've let you down.
Please, we can't show this. Cut to the ads.
My name's Jane
Now!
Donaldson.
Do it now!
Okay. Okay, we will go with it. Broadcast complete. Ooh, that was interesting. Sigmund Great E. What? It was perfect. Okay, let's see. Sequence A+, broadcast grade C. That's a lot better than the last time, right? Last time it was D. Yeah. More info. What? The Donaldson situation has been resolved. All offensive words were censored. More interference than news. Okay. Adequately edited. You played one advert too late. What? Advance. Ah, this one. E. So to end it right, we need... Ah, okay. We need to end it. Ah, advance and anchor it by content. Okay, that's okay. What? Values excellently handled. Okay, let's see. Financial report. Your full wages, current wealth, technically not negative. Okay, what's PC? Okay, you have received your full wages. That's okay. That's nice. Channel 1. Breaking Heart. Okay, so this is it. It was interesting. So there's different paths, and this is actually cool. You can go pro current regulation or against it, and or make like we make here today, just in both ways. I think that we need to see how it will end, but with the Jeremy, I hope that he's alive. I really hope so. So, I hope you enjoy it. Smash like if you did, leave your comments, and subscribe. See you in the next videos. Bye!